You know, and but yeah, you do some looping, and one fun thing to that answer was, anybody familiar with Kingdom Hearts? Kingdom Hearts video game that came from Japan, I guess, and now they start those over there first, and so you do have to loop those, but they'll adjust it a little bit. They'll do the lip flap over because I'm the character Pete.
Well, how you doing there, buddy? Everybody's favorite goofy neighbor.
And he plays heavily in that line. And of course, it starts off as, coming from Japan. And you would hear the Japanese version, and it's really funny because I got a lot of voices, and Disney character voices will play these tapes of, here Jim, you want to hear something? And there'll be Winnie the Pooh in Mandarin, Winnie the Pooh in French, Winnie the Pooh in Russian, Winnie the Pooh in Spanish, and just all these different languages, and it's going through. And it's kind of cool, it's kind of hilarious. But Kingdom Hearts wasn't all that hilarious to do because every now and then one of the lines would be like, you'd see Pete come walking across and he's all ticked off and he's talking to Maleficent and he goes, and that's the Japanese, and in American it means pass the salt. So I go, I'm gonna have to embellish a little bit, or we're gonna have to something's gonna give here. Either I need a longer line or, something, So it's got a few pitfalls here and there. That's looping.
And again, if you have questions for Jim, microphone is right over there. Please, by all means. I want to hit one other thing about the voiceover work is, I know most of it is scripted, but things happen. So there's some improv that takes place. And of course, Aladdin, I have to ask about Robin
with me.
and Robin Williams and his improvisation skills. Your work with Aladdin, did you ever cross over to have that kind of banter going?
No, not really. But in Aladdin 3, I think it was, I played Rasul, the big burly guy. I'm sorry, princess, but I take my orders directly from Jafar. I was that guy. And there was this one scene where he ad-libs like constantly. They had 4 hours of him for Aladdin. They had to work with 4 hours to cut him down, cut him down to make the movie work, And so that's how much he ad-libs. So he ran circles around me, there's no doubt. But there was this one courtroom scene where I ad-libbed a couple things as Jafar and as Rasul, I'm sorry, did I say Jafar? It was Rasul. But anyway, and the directors were telling me that because of that, he had to go in, and they liked my line, and then it's like, why am I back here? Well, because Jim did a ad-lib that we wanted to keep in, and your line didn't work afterward. And he goes, oh, well, yes, that's very good, let's do it. So he goes in, and then if you remember in the movie, it's the third one, The Prince of Thieves. He says, well, that answers that question. And by the way, I will not be upstaged by a tertiary character. And he leaned down his genie and grabbed my toes and rolled me up like a blind, and threw me in the trash can. So I was thrown in the trash can by Robin Williams. Thank you very much. I know. Right in the trash. It was awesome.
And Sid, we have a question from your character.
Yes, we do. Hello, Drake. Say hello to Goslin.
How did you get the part of Darkwing Duck? And do you mind ad-libbing a Terror That Flaps in the Night line for us?
Yes, I will do that. I auditioned with, everybody else. And, I looked at him, and he looked a little like Daffy, but that's Warner Brothers. And he's certainly not going to spit and do all that stuff, So, that sounded like Tigger. Anyway, so you just kind of put it together. He wasn't a super big guy, so he wouldn't sound real big and tough. And he wasn't a little teeny weeny guy, so he wouldn't sound like that. So he was kind of like right in the middle. And the thing about Darkwing, he's all attitude. He doesn't really have any superpowers, but he acts like he's King Kong, and the Darkwing lines were always funny. I think like in the first two, I remember ad-libbing, I am the terror that flaps in the night. I am the soap stain that sits around the bathtub of crime. I am Darkwing Duck. And I said, I gotta get a shorter catchphrase. You know, and about 6 or 7 shows in, I used to make up the middle line. The first line's always "I am Darkwing Duck," and "I am the terror that flaps in the night." The third line is always "I am Darkwing Duck," and then the line in the middle would change. And I remember, speaking of ad libbing, as you know, it was like 7 or 8 shows in, and it said, "I am the terror that flaps in the night. It doesn't matter what I write here, Jim's gonna make something else up anyway. I am Darkwing Duck." So that was kind of fun. So thanks for noticing.
Thanks for noticing me.
Borrow that from New York. She's only too cute, huh? My goodness.
Next question.
Oh, speaking of, you
Christopher Lloyd.
yeah, you look a little. Are you Christopher Lloyd? No, you're not.
No.
Like from Back to the Future?
Yeah.
You could have been. You missed it by that much, by 20 years. What's the difference? How you doing? I should probably let you ask a question then. Just for the heck of it.
It was a pleasure to see you come back on the DuckTales reboot as Darkwing Duck. Can we expect you in a lot of future episodes there?
I don't know what they're doing with that. I can't follow it. It made my brain hurt. I said, so I'm Darkwing, but I'm not Darkwing. Wait, what now? How? And I think they're rebooting it with some other guy's name, or, you know, and I guess, I don't know if I'm going to still be Negaduck or whatever. I don't, you know, I like it and I don't, you know, because it's like, they wouldn't have been doing that, you know, had I not been involved. And it's like, so I'm not in this one, are you sure? Okay. You know, it's a little weird, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. You know, I wish luck to them all, you know.
It felt like you were an evil version of the Lone Ranger actor, you know, going on tours around malls, reading old stories of Darkwing Duck like the Lone Ranger did when he was retired.
Oh yeah, I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, could be. But I think we should get you in there on the writing staff. We'll send your resume in. Thank you.
Do you have another question?
I have another question. Is everybody having a good time here? And it's very good. Well, I hope we're all staying healthy and being cool. And it's nice to get out of the house, right? Get off the couch. And now I'm sitting on a couch. But it's a nice couch. But it's a temporary, yeah, it's a damn fine couch. Yes, sir.
I'm just wondering how the scheduling and stuff works a little bit. Do they kind of set you out with scenes, where you have Pooh and the other characters in the scene? Do you do it all together? Because it seems like you would need that interaction with the other characters and the other actors to really get the emotion behind it, right? Is that how they record scenes together?
Usually, well, Pooh and Tigger always record scenes together because I'm there. but a lot of times, well, like on that show, we went through like 8 Christopher Robins over the years because they kept hitting puberty, you know, and they're, oh, gee, Pooh. I mean, oh, gee, Pooh. Next Christopher. So that was interesting. But a lot of times, like John Fiedler, he was Piglet. I think I only recorded with him maybe 2 or 3 times in the same room. You know, and Hal Smith, he was the Owl. Some of the earlier shows we did, the very earliest, the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. But a lot of, then over the years, it just went to solo recordings, which I wasn't as crazy about. I like having everybody there in the room to feed off each other. You know, you get that energy and you get it going.
So it just kind of depends on the production and how they block it together.
Yeah, and scheduling. You know, if people have other things scheduled, you know, you just work around it. It all comes out in the end. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Hey, come on up.
Okay, come on up, and you have to say your name and your favorite dessert.
Oh, step up just a little bit closer, please.
My name is Karen. I'm not one of those Karens. But my favorite dessert is honey. And
Oh, my tree.
so my question is we all know that Winnie the Pooh is the great philosopher. So what is your best Poohish advice for surviving 2020?
Oh, Father, speak softly and carry a jar of honey. Because you never know. And keep on bouncing no matter what happens. Otherwise, it would be ridiculous. But you knew that.
So at what point did you first say, oh bother, in 2020?
I'm sorry?
At what point in 2020 did you first say, oh bother?
Probably January 1st, 1201.
Oh,
I'm certain I did in the morning. Thank you so much, Karen. Thank you very much.